but still buzzing from the night before. Not from the alcohol, I hadn't had any. I was just excited. I waited in a long registration line to check in at the conference. I had no idea what to expect there. I was only hoping that I would meet some people who could help open opportunities for me. While I awkwardly stood in line among entrepreneurs twice my age and probably 10 times as successful as me, I felt a tap on my shoulder. "Hey, dude." I turned and there was Travis's friendly face again, fresh-eyed and somehow far more awake than me. He remembered me. This was a good sign. "I want you to meet someone," he said. Travis pointed to some kid who was rounding the corner. We met glances and froze. We were definitely the only kids under 21 there. Travis said, "You guys are probably the youngest people here. You should talk. See you later." And he was off to the next conversation. In that brief interaction, though, he'd changed the entire course of my life, because the random kid he pointed out to me, that was Matt. I think back on that moment all the time. Travis barely knew me. What did he have to gain from staying up all night to talk to me or make a life-changing introduction? Not that either of us knew that at the time. He was far more valuable to me than I was to him. But that's the point. Travis wasn't in it for the value he could get. He was in it for the value he could create. He saw what I had inside, the deep conviction that entrepreneurship was the passion I was willing to sacrifice for, and that I might be a good horse to bet on. I don't remember anything else from that conference. All I remember is that I met two people, Matt and Travis. Travis would become my mentor for the next decade, although he says we're more like brothers at this point. Matt would become a good friend and 5 years later, my business partner. He would be right there with me as we developed, tested, and proved the method I taught you in this book. From the day we met, Matt and I shared that deep, dedicated drive to be successful. Through 5 years of ups, downs, wins, losses, successes, and failures, we kept trying. I've heard people say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. To me, that's just the definition of an entrepreneur. The only way that you can go from hustler to entrepreneur is by going all in. And if you're having trouble making that choice, maybe you need a swift kick. Matt and I each got a big one that ended up pushing us all in. After 5 years, we were close to giving up on building anything real. Then our motivation arrived one by one in the form of 2 plus signs. My plus sign arrived on my 26th birthday, more than half a decade after the conference where I'd met Matt and Travis. It was my birthday, and my girlfriend and I had tickets to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. We had a big breakfast at Kirby Lane Cafe, and then went back to her apartment to change. "I'm a day late," she said casually. "Just let me pee on a stick so I can drink with a clear conscience." Long story short, we didn't go to the music festival. Instead, we held each other, crying, sometimes excited and sometimes scared as hell, as we mentally wrapped our heads around the fact that we were pregnant. My first call was to Matt. "Dude, I'm gonna be a dad. We need to figure our shit out." There was no doubt. I was all in. I had no choice but to make our business work. My second phone call was to Travis. He had become more than a business mentor by then. After years of help navigating business challenges, Travis had also taught me about life, leadership, and being a man. He calmed me down, helped me get my bearings, and picked me up when I was crumbling. I was about to go on 2 adventures, learning how to be an entrepreneur and learning how to be a dad. A few months later, after moving into a house with a bunch of baby furniture, ready to start my new adventure, my phone rang. It was Matt. Our business was starting to show some signs of real life, and I thought that he was calling to give me the updated sales numbers. Nope, he called to tell me something else entirely. "Ryan," Matt said, "is there such thing as a false positive pregnancy test?" I dare you to think of a better way to start a phone call. I guess serendipity brought Matt and me together twice. This time it was in the form of 2 very random pregnancy tests. We were both all in. We had the drive. We had the mindset. We had the passion. We had the idea. But this kicked us both into gear. Together, we built $1 million business. With this book in your hands, my friend, you have everything you need to do the same. This method will work, but will you? Or do you need your own plus sign, proverbial I hope, to kick you into action? For the next 12 months, you're going to be focused on the steps outlined in this book. You're going to realize your dream of freedom through entrepreneurship. Here at the end of the book, I want to make sure you understand that 12 months to $1 million is just the first 12 months of a much longer journey. If you are like most entrepreneurs, the business will only be half the journey. This adventure will show you who you are, and it will force you to become more. It will force you to take more responsibility. It will humble you to your knees at times, and it will teach you what is important in life. Entrepreneurship is a beautiful portal into self-discovery. There will be times that you get frustrated and want to quit. There will be many times when you wonder, what is this all for? And there will be times of incomparable excitement. Keep going through all of it. As Steve Jobs famously said, you can only connect the dots backwards. Success is never a linear path. It's filled with ins and outs, ups and downs, and weird left turns. Ultimately, who you become along the way is what is most interesting. When you become the kind of person who is responsible, happy, and giving, that's when you are unstoppable. That is also when you get rich. The tagline for capitalism.com is to create change, because it takes just one person to go all in. It not only changes your financial future, but can also change an industry. It can change your world, if not the world. Life will keep giving you the opportunity to learn, to grow, to expand, and these developments will be reflected in your business.